there's some marketers listening that are working closely with their sales team, and they might say, okay, I get it, I know what to do. We start producing this content. How do you then basically build the bridge between sales and marketing, and help sales proactively utilize that content during the sales process?
So we have a chapter, section, better stated, in the book called Assignment Selling. Assignment selling is an incredible concept if you will just teach it to your sales team. And where I discovered assignment selling was, it started in 2013. I was comparing two groups of people from my company website. So both groups had filled out a form and said, I want to get a quote. Right? So they filled out that classic, I want to get a quote form. Now, one group bought, one group didn't buy. And the question I asked myself was, what is the difference between the ones that did versus did not buy? And here's what we found. That when someone read 30 or more pieces of content, they would buy 80% of the time. In other words, when they crossed over that 30-page threshold of our website, the closing rates would go from literally on average 25%, which was industry average, by the way, to 80%. Like a literal hockey stick of explosive growth when it came to closing rates. So I said, my goodness, all I have to do is get somebody to read 30 pieces of our content, and they'll buy 80% of the time. And then I know 4 out of 5 sales appointments are going to close. That would be so much better for me, for my life, as a pool sales guy, right, back in the day. So I said, okay, I'm going to get very intentional about this. So we completely revolutionized the way that we communicated with leads on the front end of the buying process. And what I'm about to show you or tell you is something that I've now done with, hundreds of sales teams. Anybody can do this. And so as I explain it, I want you to listen. If you're listening to this right now, really listen to it, apply it to you, but the principles would be the same as to how you do it. So you notice what I'm going to do is I'm going to essentially give you an assignment. I'm not going to just ask you to do it. I'm going to give you the why behind it. It's going to be appealing, like, wow, I really need to do that. And then I'm going to commit you to do it. And so let's say hypothetically, you called me and said, hey, Marcus, I'm checking out your website. Could I get a quote for a pool? Understanding these principles, instead of just saying, yeah, sure, I would say, this is how we say it today, sure, I'd love to come out to your house, Felix, but you're getting ready to spend a lot of money. And if you're going to spend a lot of money, I know you don't want to make any mistakes. And so as to make sure you don't make any mistakes, here's what we're going to do. As we're talking on the phone right now, I'm going to send you 2 things that you're going to love. First thing I'm going to send you is a video that shows you the install process. You're going to see the pool show up to a yard, excavation, pool go in the ground, etc. And this way, when we meet together on Friday, you're not going to say to me, so Marcus, what does this process look like? You're already going to know. Now, time out real quick. That just saved me 30 minutes on my sales appointment already, just by them watching that video. Now, the second thing I'm going to send you is a buying guide. This buying guide's great because it's going to answer a lot of the questions you have about pools, Felix, that nobody has addressed yet. Like, should I get a heater with my pool? What's the best type of heater? Should it be gas? Should it be electric? Should it heat and cool the water? Should I go solar? Should I get a cover? What's the best type of cover? Should it be mesh? Should it be solid? Should it be automatic? Should it be solar? Now, this guide's a little bit long. It's about 30 pages, but I promise it'll be well worth your time. So, Felix, will you take the time to review these things before our appointment on Friday? And that's exactly how I say it. That's exactly how we teach it. But 90% of the time, the person says, sure. And if you think about it, now they have committed to literally push themselves down that funnel or out the funnel, both of which are good because it means when I meet with that person, I'm going to spend less time teaching, more time selling. And you show me a salesperson that doesn't want to spend more time selling, less time teaching, right? That's everybody. That's what we want. That is the goal. But too often we define successful selling as teaching. No, teaching is teaching. Teaching's not selling. Eventually we actually have to make money. And so you want to teach as much as you can on the front end, especially during that 80% vetting process, and then allow the next step naturally to be the sale. Everybody wins.